Recently, the town of Yanjiao, Hebei, has been facing a major issue. People have stopped paying their mortgage. This small town was initially notable for being only 30 kilometers away from Beijing's central business district, while having significantly lower land prices. As such, it quickly became a popular location for Beijing commuters to purchase housing. In 2015, average housing prices in Yanjiao were around 7,000 to 8,000 yuan per square meter, which ballooned by early 2017, peaking at an astounding 40,000 yuan per square meter. However, this soon came to a close when Yanjiao began to restrict out-of-town buyers from purchasing houses, which caused this market bubble to burst. By 2018, land value had already fallen to 17,000 yuan per square meter, creating a situation for landowners where the mortgage loan far outweighed the actual value of the home. Moreover, since the COVID-19 pandemic, Beijing has been requiring negative PCR tests whenever people enter and leave the city, further stifling demand for Yanjiao housing. As such, many people have been unable to pay off the rest of the mortgage, resulting in a surge in foreclosure rates. A foreclosure specialist in Yanjiao has recently revealed that in the last 2 years, the number of foreclosed homes in Yanjiao has risen dramatically, with the majority of those coming from large banks. According to the People's Court Asset Litigation site, as of the 16th of December, the total number of foreclosed homes in Yanjiao was 818, 1.6 times that of 2020 and 4.4 times the number in 2019. One homeowner told of his experience online. In 2017, he bought a house for 4.26 million yuan, with an initial down payment of 1.28 million on a monthly payment of 16,800 yuan. However, due to the economic downturn and troubles in his job, he was unable to pay his monthly mortgage and his home foreclosed. During the 4 years, he has paid over 640,000 yuan in interest and 160,000 yuan in principal. As such, he still owes the bank 2.82 million yuan in loans, and because of the lower house value, he still owes the bank at least 400,000 yuan. This isn't even mentioning the fact that if the court rules against him, he would also be responsible for paying any additional interest along with penalties and attorney fees, totaling 190,000 yuan. To sum it up, this unfortunate homeowner lost over 2.3 million from the initial down payment and the loans he accrued, and will have to pay the remaining 400,000 deficiency. Furthermore, his credit score is now in shambles, and with the new social credit system in China, he may have even more trouble from here on out. Of course, this is no isolated case. In order to avoid any of the negative consequences of foreclosure, some people have resorted to giving away their houses to any willing buyer for free, provided they pay off the remaining loan. Back in January, a notable example of this was from a certain person on the internet who went by the username Thick Earth. He posted an ad giving away his house, with the only cost being the remaining mortgage left unpaid. From what we know, this man bought a 40 square meter house back in 2016 when it costed 27,000 yuan per square meter, totaling 1.08 million yuan. With an additional 20% down payment followed by over 4 years of monthly payments, there is still 736.4 thousand yuan left in loans. Thus, he will be able to avoid the value drop from foreclosure as well as maintain his credit scores. However, the current value of the land is not far off either, sitting at around 780,000 yuan, meaning that this fellow had lost a total of about 400,000 yuan in those few years. As bad as this all is, the town of Yanjiao is not alone in this predicament.
20号楼2单元201的房主，我因还款压力太大，房子想免费送给大家，只需要你把尾款帮我还了就行。我对以上说的话负完全的法律责任。这房子面积是123平米，南北通透的3居室，然后尾款还有230多，然后只要愿意接受的话，可以免费送给大家。
With the current state of the country, the CCP has had to cut off many industries, resulting in massive layoffs and severely affecting an innumerable amount of households. How can these people possibly pay off their mortgages? According to Time Finance, there were only 9,000 foreclosed homes in 2017. By 2019, this number had already spiked to 500,000, and doubled once more to 1.27 million by 2020. As of October of this year, the current amount of foreclosed homes in China has reached 1.68 million, 190 times more than the measly 9,000 back in 2017. While it's easy to get caught up in all these figures, we must not forget that behind every one of these foreclosed homes lies another tragic story of financial ruin. A while back, a man who went by the name Zhang San had his story told with the help of a media group who decided to help him. This person, who was from Eagle City, Henan, was originally the chef of a small restaurant in Zhengzhou, making around 6,500 yuan a month. He lived with his wife, Xiaobai, who was a language teacher and made 4,500 yuan a month. The couple bought a 1.15 million yuan house in Zhengzhou a few years back, with a monthly payment of 4,800 yuan. After the monthly payments and living expenses, the two will be able to save up a small amount each month. Little did they know that only a few years later, the start of the pandemic caused both couples to become unemployed. Even then, they still trekked on, with Xiaobai taking up a job as a cashier for a nearby supermarket. Unfortunately, the subsequent floods that ravaged Zhengzhou this July destroyed the supermarket as well, losing her job once again. Now, the family's total monthly income is only 4,500 from Zhang San's occasional gigs, which is barely enough to pay basic living expenses, let alone the mortgage. As such, in October, Zhang San received a warning from the bank informing him of the inevitable foreclosure of his home. At the same time, housing prices in Zhengzhou were already steadily falling. For example, at the time that he bought the house, it was worth around 13,000 yuan per square meter, whereas a similar house would now be worth only around 11,000 yuan. For an 89 square meter house like theirs, that would equate to a value loss of 178,000 yuan, only 50,000 away from the entirety of the down payment. Even so, Zhang San did not want to give up the house. In the interview, he said, "I know that I'm worthless. However, as long as they don't take away the home, I will be willing to do anything to work for the money, even if it means the most exhausting of labor. I will do my best to get that monthly payment, so please, I beg of them, please don't take away my home." However, when it comes to the bank, the only thing that matters is the cold, hard cash, and as such, the house will nonetheless be auctioned off, and like the previous case, that will not even be enough, as he would have to pay off the remaining deficiency. This is not even to mention his now tarnished credit score. Looking at the current economic climate in China, there is little doubt that there will be a surge in news on foreclosures, and these cases will only become more common. Especially now, as the new variants break out nationwide, many locations like Xi'an, a city of 13 million people, have had to go completely into lockdown. Not only are most of the residents unable to work anymore, but many can hardly maintain a basic living. How many more victims of foreclosure will this create among the residents of Xi'an? Not only does this situation show the financial strains among the Chinese people, but this also reflects the economic issues of the falling housing prices, making the property worth significantly less than the loan put upon it. As we have mentioned before in many of our videos, since the latter half of 2020, CCP authorities have been tightly regulating the housing market, and according to data collected from the Central Property Research Center, the total number of regulatory actions executed this year has already exceeded 586 times. Due to the impact these regulations have on the property value, many real estate companies have no choice but to sell at a reduced price, resulting in plummeting prices for both new and second-hand houses. In light of the fall of the housing market, on December 6, the Central Committee held a meeting discussing ways to help support the housing market and accommodate the needs of the home buyers. Furthermore, many local governments have also introduced policies that encourage the purchasing of homes in an effort to boost the housing market, including subsidies, tax breaks, etc. Some cities have tried killing two birds with one stone by encouraging 2- and 3-child families to buy houses. For example, the city of Nantong is offering a 200 and 400 yuan per square meter subsidy only to families with 2 and 3 children, respectively, among permanent residents. That being said, these measures might not even see short-term results. With the bearish market, prospective buyers are a lot more hesitant to act further dropping the prices, creating a snowballing effect. Moreover, people looking to sell high and buy low are much less likely to buy, as they see the prices are steadily dropping. As such, many believe that this depreciation in value will continue well into next year. It really makes people wonder, how much worse will next year be? When will the increase in foreclosed homes stop?